Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV, back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive night. I hope you had a great day overall, man. I'm back at y'all with some more boxing talk. We're gonna speak about Jaron Boots, Ennis and Vergil Ortiz negotiations. You know, getting through the process and how the fight is getting closer by the day. You know what I mean? We definitely gonna talk about that. Lamont Roach versus Pitbull, press conference reaction, and then of course we're gonna get into Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua undercard. But before we get into that, if we could please hit the like button on the win, that'd be very much appreciated. Like I've been saying, we on the road to 4K. We well into the 3,200 mark. About to hit that 3,300 mark in due time. Shout out to the nation and the mob for making this possible. What's going on? What's going on? I see the comments in the building. Shout out to the boy SOB TV with the first comment of the day. He says, salute, Mark. Blessings, bro. Likewise, brother. I appreciate you for coming through and showing love before the live even aired. SOB follows up with, I'm going to be in the building for the Lamont Pitbull fight. Shout out to Texas. I'm from Austin, Texas area, about an hour down the road from San Antonio. All right, man, that's new. You know what I mean? We got a few people that's from Texas that be in the building, but, I never heard one exactly from Austin, Texas. So salute to the brother SOB for coming through. You know what I mean? And letting it be known where he from, man. Shout out down south. You feel me? He said, I got the green screen today. No, it's actually a background that you can use on StreamYard because I'm in my room right now. And I don't want my funky-ass girlfriend to be seen in the background. So that's just what it is. Shout out to Millennia Rosa, the asshole in the building, coming through showing love.
That's rude.
Yeah, you're rude. Telling me to hurry up when you.
Why you give everybody a good shout out? You can't give me a good shout out.
Did you see what you wrote? It's right there for the video for you to see. Ain't nobody in the chat rushing me.
Cause your lives will start at 10:30.
You don't tell, man. I was doing something. What's wrong with you? Anyways, AJ86, what up? I need the biggest troll in the chat, y'all. Forgive her. Salute to the motherfucking nation. I know that's right. Shout out to the boy AJ86 in the building. That's 215. What up? Shout out to my Philly brother. See what them 76ers just did? They pulled off that buzzer beater. Well, not the buzzer beater. They pulled off a game winner against Golden State, man. You know what I mean? Golden State had to go back home, you know what I mean, crying in the car after that one. You feel what I'm saying? The Stranger, what up? He said we should talk about the new entries for the Boxing Hall of Fame. We can talk about that. Absolutely. That's a great conversation. I think it was Triple G. I seen for sure that it was Triple G, and they named two other people. Let me know which ones they was. We could definitely talk about that. Stranger, salute. Lorenzo and the motherfucking Benzo showing love from all the way out in Tokyo. Shout out to my boy Lorenzo in the building, man. Salute, brother. Hope you and the baby's doing well. Antonio Tarver. Okay, so it's Triple G, Antonio Tarver. That's right. And who was the other one? Because for some reason, only Triple G clicking in my head. J Cash, what up? What's going on? What's going on? Birdman Jr., 11th grade. Salute. He said Hitchin versus Keyshawn, a good cold main on that TL Shakur card, or should it be his own main event? I mean, Nigel Ben. Shout out. So yeah, we definitely gonna talk about that. But to go back to the Birdman's previous comment, he says, should it be his own main event? To be honest, I think it should be his own main event. You know what I mean? Like, but if they want to stack it on one card, I ain't complaining either. You feel what I mean? That'd be a great addition, though. That would definitely be a great addition. But will Richardson Hitchens entertain a fight with Keyshawn Davis at 140 pounds? I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't know. I can't even tell. I'm not saying that Hitchens don't want no smoke. I don't know what the case is, but I don't know. That'll be a good fucking fight, though. I'll tell you that. Junior, what up, brother? How we feeling? Shout out to the 22 people that's in the building. 5 minutes in, I see them notifications got sent out. Maybe because I did an early announcement. Salute to the people that's coming through. You know what I mean? Showing their face. I appreciate you guys very much. We definitely going to get into this boxing talk. I'm going to put this on sub-only mode because, like I said, if you ain't subscribed to the channel, why would we care about what you got to say? So go ahead, hit the sub. You know what I mean? Let's get these numbers on the up. You feel what I'm saying? Birdman says Hitchens has no promoter. Davis has been rumored to want to sign with Matchroom. It would make sense to make it the co-main. Well, from what I saw, Keyshawn Davis just signed with Jay Prince, so that's definitely something new. Shit. If he's looking to sign with Matchroom, man, I don't know exactly how the way. I don't know how much time he has left on that top rank contract. You know, maybe he'll be able to get up out of that situation, considering the relationship the new relationship he has with Jay Prince. You know, Jay Prince and Top Rank have been working together for a good amount of time. You know what I mean? They got a lot of history. Some good, some not so good, but you know what I mean? It is what it is. Uh yeah, I didn't hear anything about Keyshawn wanting to sign with Matchroom. I think he has to fulfill his end of the deal over with Top Rank. And I don't think Top Rank is gonna make it easy for him to just walk out. You know what I mean? Like everything that they've done for him, you know, making him a world champion in less than 15 fights is like, come on. I don't know. I just don't see that happening. You feel what I mean? My boy Yasser Ali, what up? He said, how you see a Gary Antoine versus Shakur fight going? I don't even think that's something that he would I don't even think that's something that Shakur would entertain, so I don't really feel the need to talk about it. Shakur Stevenson said that he's only moving up in weight for like fights that he feels like, you know, makes sense for him, aka some easy work. You feel what I mean? So Gary Antoine Russell is not easy work for anybody in or around his division, in my opinion. So I don't know if Shakur will really entertain that. I think that, you know, he's willing to fight Teofimo Lopez because he came up from 135, first of all. Look like his power has diminished since going up to 140. And obviously, there's a lot of holes in Teofimo Lopez's game, especially when dealing with, you know, slick outboxers. You feel what I'm saying? So I think that's why, you know, Shakur Stevenson took the opportunity. You know, on top of that, you know, Teofimo Lopez is an accomplished fighter in his own right and is a popular name. So, you know, that's something that Shakur Stevenson's been looking for a good amount of time now. You know, Shakur is able to get a big name on his resume, you know, that'll take his, you know, superstar to another level. So I understand why, you know, I'm understanding of why, you know, he's going up to 140 for this situation. You know what I'm saying? For the Ring Magazine belt, you know, Teofimo also is the lineal champion because he beat the man at 140 pounds, aka Josh Taylor. And then, of course, the Ring Magazine belt, right? So you got the Ring Magazine belt, you got the lineal title, and of course the WBO title. So that'll make Shakur Stevenson a 4-division world champion, which is very impressive. You know what I mean? In today's era, he might be the first amongst his group that's able to, you know, accomplish that feat in terms of, you know, all the other young guys. You know what I mean? Like when you talk about Ryan Garcia, hasn't even won a world title. Devin Haney, he's a 3-division world champion. Now, Gervonta Davis, I guess you could say he was a 2-division champion. I don't count them regular belts, y'all. I'm sorry, I don't. Um, you know, it just see he would stand out amongst his peers, you know, if he was able to accomplish that accolade. You feel me? What's going on? What's going on? Coffee plant in the building. The stranger said Turkey already putting the cart in front of the horse again, shaking my head. He's already eager, I guess you meant to say, to put Garcia versus Ben before we see Garcia actually beat Barrios. Yeah, you think he would have learned something by now. Like you tried that, you know, with Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. You know what I'm saying? Like you thought Wilder was gonna walk through Parker, and you know that didn't happen. Parker pulled off the upset. And what kills me is he didn't even want to give Joseph Parker the opportunity to get the big fights and shit like that. Like even after, you know, he went on these cards and got upsets. You feel what I'm saying? You know, he tried to do the same thing with Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. You know what I mean? Oh, we gonna have these guys fight other guys and they'll meet each other at the end. Devin Haney did his job in securing a victory against Jose Ramirez, but guess what? Ryan Garcia didn't. So now that fight down the drain. So you think Turkey would have learned something by now, but obviously he didn't. And they say that's the definition of insanity, right? Doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. Turkey need to learn something, man. For sure. I don't know what the hell to call you, brother. Oh, this is Bethaniel. I'm sorry. We got your username up here, so it's hard to see exactly who it is. But shout out to the boy Bethaniel. The only reason why I seen that was because of your profile picture. It says, and Billy avoided the Martinez match. Yeah, I seen that. I seen that he was supposed to, run it back with Lester Martinez. But guess what? Christian and Billy's about to get a shot at the WBC title, correct? He's about to get shot at the ain't like the WBC interim or something going to be on the line or whatever the case is. They just stripped Terrence Crawford. It's possible that the winner of this fight right here will automatically be in line to probably face Canelo Alvarez. The winner of that fight may possibly fight Canelo Alvarez. So I think Billy made a smart move. Vacant WBC full title. There you go. So would you go through that tough ass fight with Lester Martinez again for no belt, or would you rather face Hamza Sharad, who's still a dangerous motherfucker, by the way? He's dangerous for an actual world title. You're gonna go for the world title, man. Lester Martinez could wait. But from what I understand, I think Lester Martinez he may possibly get the winner. You know what I'm saying? We gotta see what Canelo do. Because Canelo #1 in the WBC, so he could be like, yo, Mauricio, make that happen. Order that. They gonna do it because it's Canelo. I mean, that's the privileges you got with the WBC when you Canelo Alvarez. You feel me? The stranger says they trying to give Canelo easy work to get his title back. I ain't gonna lie, with this current stage of Canelo Alvarez, like where he's at in his career, because I said since the John Ryder fight, I've been noticing little small declines. You know what I'm saying? Little small declines in Canelo Alvarez. So, after this surgery, whatever the case is, he may come back less than himself. And he didn't like get brutalized by Bud. He got he got cooked. He got schooled. But them punches do add up, man. Especially as when you already on the decline and you taking punishment on top of that, that just like intensifies your downfall, in my opinion. So, by the time Canelo Alvarez comes back, somebody like Hamza Shiraz or Christian and Billy, it might be a tough task for Canelo. Might have not been a tough task for Canelo, 4, 5, 6 years ago. But at this current point in time, Canelo not the same. You feel me? So, shit, I don't know if that's easy work, stranger. That might be a tough outing for Canelo, depending on how the way he bounced back off of this loss. You feel what I'm saying? My boy Anonymous came through and confirmed. He said, nah, he is. They said Lester is the mandatory for Shiraz and Billy. Well, and Billy ain't, and Billy ain't ducking no smoke then. Because he got to see the motherfucker anyway if he beat Shiraz. You know what I mean? So, looking forward to that, man. Lester Martinez is a slept-on fighter. I got a fighter that fight just like Lester Martinez. Love Lester Martinez style, bro. Lorenzo petty as shit. He said Mauricio gonna make a WBC welcome back champ title. Welcome back champ title for Canelo in his next fight. Today we're gonna commemorate, Canelo Alvarez's return with this badass WBC title. It's gonna cost $800,000 for Canelo. We're gonna take it out of his paycheck. $700,000 will go to the John Suleiman Fund, so we can help fighters that we'll never tell you about helping. It's like, okay. That motherfucker, that sanctioning fee for that welcome back belt about to be crazy. Those sanctioning fees for Canelo. We missed you a whole lot, Canelo. So instead of charging you $300,000, we're gonna charge you $800,000, just to show the world how much we miss you. Shit is crazy. Joe Quinn, what's going on, brother? And I watched another interview from Mauricio Suleiman, and he pretty much confirmed in that interview that You know, out of that 300, out of the 300,000, he would be given 225,000 to this fund that he supposedly has. You know what I mean? So I wasn't too sure whether it was that or he was adding on an additional 225,000. But Mauricio confirmed that. But you know, that price ain't justifiable regardless, in my opinion. So it is what it is. Them 70 fights taking a toll on him. Yeah, Junior, that's a fact, bro. But that's for anybody. If you think that you're gonna feel, just as good in 20 fights that you did at 70 fights, you a damn fool. Them training camps add up, bro. Go through 70 training camps and see how you feel after that. I bet you won't feel the same as you did before you did them 70. And you could tell, that wear and tear building up on Canelo. It seemed like Canelo always got some sort of injury. The injuries really started around the Triple G, around like the Triple G fights. You know what I'm saying? With the knee, having knee braces on, then something with his elbow, then his shoulder, then he getting surgery on his wrist. It's like that shit accumulates, man. Your body can only go through so much, and if you continuously do something over and over and over again, your body gonna start to feel the effects of it, especially with how grueling boxing training is. Like I remember Oscar De La Hoya said that his training camps would be so tough that he'll wake up in the middle of the night in pain. Like what the fuck? Like you're supposed to be recovering during that time. He can't even sleep properly because the pain that his body's going through is waking him up out of his sleep. You feel me? So that's crazy, bro. Yeah, go ahead and box for 20 years straight. Take punches in sparring, do strength and conditioning, run, do all of that. Do all of that training, then fight top-notch competition in the course of those 20 years and see how you feel after that. You're not going to feel the same. And yeah, Canelo not old as a person. 34, 35 years old. But for boxing years, especially when you turn pro when you were 15 years old, you a motherfucking fossil out here in these streets. You do 20 years in boxing, you cooked for the most part. Floyd did 20 years. He was done. Nigga talk about he don't love boxing no more. That's what boxing will do to you. It attacks you mentally and physically. Trust and believe. But anyway, let's get into these boxing topics. You feel what I'm saying? Because I actually didn't even get a chance to watch the press conference. I heard Pitbull. I heard Oshaki and Stephen Fulton had some words. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's get into this talk. We just gonna talk about this briefly, the whole situation with Jaron Ennis, and what? Wait, so there was a back and forth between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia? I didn't even peep that. That's funny. So apparently Devin Haney said, let me go ahead and share this real quick because I didn't even see this. I haven't been on my phone since I haven't really checked my social media all like that since being at the gym, which was around 5 o'clock. So between 5 to now, I haven't really checked it much. But Devin Haney said something along the lines of, Devin looks way better now that he back on that juice. Feel bad for Barrios. He dropped out of drug testing in May. Ryan Garcia says, when I see you, I'm going to slap the shit out of you and you won't do anything about it. Do we believe Ryan? Who has he ever slapped in person? Why are you mad? Why are you mad that motherfuckers is bringing up your past and being a drug cheat in a violent sport like boxing? Do we believe that Ryan's going to slap Devin Haney when he sees him? Fuck no. Fuck no. We don't believe that. We don't believe you. You need more people. Now, if you go ahead and you do that, in real life, I mean, you prove me wrong, brother, but I don't think you really cut like that, cuz. I really don't. But the fact that you talking about slapping motherfuckers, you gave them the heads up. See, that's what I would be respecting about niggas, right? Because me personally, if it's set in my mind that I'm gonna do something to you when I see you, I'm not telling you. Why would I tell you? Why would I give you if I really want to do this to you? Why would I tell you? Like, no, I'm gonna hit you with the element of surprise. Bah! Slap the dog shit out you. Cool. That was already set in my mind. I don't need to tell you that. Like if I know in my head I'm gonna do it, there's no need in telling you. Why would I give you that warning? If I give you that warning, that'll give you an opportunity to get away from it. You feel what I'm saying? So now you're gonna have Devin Haney with his radars up. You're gonna have his security with his radars up. And I seen what he did to little Brian Norman strong ass fucking ripping his head through his t-shirt and shit like that. I can only imagine what he'll do to Ryan Garcia weak ass. Yeah. Lorenzo said Devin bodyguard go put Ryan in a master lock. Put that motherfucker in a full Nelson. Put that nigga in a chicken wing. You heard? Like, come on, dog. That's foolish. So it's either one, you a goddamn fool for telling them what you got planned. Or two, you just talking and you ain't gonna do a motherfucking thing. I'm leaning towards two. But then again, Ryan Garcia is a goofy. What the fuck? Them damn balloons just came up out of nowhere. How that happen? How did that happen? Oh, okay. Should be crazy. But yeah, so that's Ryan Garcia for you. That's Ryan Garcia for you, man. I don't really know what to make of it, to be honest with you. But let's just get into this Jaron, Ennis and Vergil Ortiz talks real quick, man. So, there's been a lot of rumors that's been going around. There's nothing concrete as of yet. Obviously, there's been people saying that, they could possibly fight in March. I think I heard Eddie Hearn say that. They said that they've been talking back and forth with Golden Boy. But what's really confusing me, and I'm not gonna lie, man, I seen the back and forth between Boots and Vergil Ortiz on social media a couple days ago. And Boots is like, yo, what's taking them so long? Like, Eddie, like, why is this fight taking so long? Why are we not hearing anything back from them? Vergil Ortiz is saying, oh, I spoke to my manager and y'all haven't brought a single offer to the table yet. Okay, cool. So why is Eric Gomez, one of the, the big, one of the guys that represents Golden Boy Promotions, why is he saying that y'all should have a deal done within a week or so? Why is he saying that, y'all getting into the what he called it, the meat and the potatoes of the deal, soon or some shit like that? Let me actually read this. Let's read this real quick. Because I don't want y'all to take my word for it. I want y'all to hear what they gotta say. You feel what I mean? Let's see what's the latest with this. Yeah, it's not really showing me. But 16 hours ago, Boxer Scene said Golden Boy's Eric Gomez has told the WBC that the deal could be reached between Vergil Ortiz and Jaron Ennis as early as next week. So if they are that close to solidifying a deal, why is Vergil Ortiz saying that they haven't been sent a single offer? Sounds like there's a miscommunication between Vergil Ortiz and his own team. But we're not necessarily surprised, though, because Vergil Ortiz has said on multiple occasions that he's hands off with the business. So why are you speaking on your business? Why are you speaking on your business when you've made it clear that you're not hands on with your business? Why are you talking as if you know what's going on when you've made it clear that you don't get involved in it, that you just want to box? Virgil need to shut the fuck up, let his people do what he do, and just get ready for that fight if it happens in March. He said, "Look like I'm in space." They really do though. But no, I'm just using this background. So it's working out pretty good though. It ain't acting all crazy. The StreamYard added some stuff for all that motherfucking money they taking from us. I know that's for sure. Southwest Dice in the building. What's going on, brother? Says Blue said fight done. I believe if so, I trust his source. L Dub, the boxing plug. I mean, I hope that's I hope that they're telling the truth. I hope that they're telling the truth. I haven't heard anything personally from anybody that's close with Jaron Ennis, but shit. If they know something that we don't know, and it turns out that the fight is done, I'm a happy camper. That's a fight that I've been pushing for since they were at 147 pounds. They saying March 29th in Vegas. Okay. Let me see something real quick. Let me see something real quick. Y'all said March 29th. Yo, start looking up like start looking up like the venues that's in Las Vegas and see if they got anything solidified for March 29th. Do they have the spot solidified for that time frame? Probably be the T-Mobile Arena, right? Because that's where they've been going to lately. First of all, March 29th is a Sunday. March 29th is a Sunday, y'all. Ain't it? Oh, 28th. You clarified. You said 28th. Well, it's not going to happen at the T-Mobile Arena in Vegas because it says Golden Knights versus Washington Capitals. So that's not happening that day. I don't know any other venues, to be honest. MGM. I already had looked that up. MGM Grand. MGM Garden Arena. No, let's go. As of right now, they just got some magic and comedy going on over there. Yeah, they don't have anything solidified for the 29th. So I mean, we'll keep in touch. Of course, we gonna see. You feel what I'm saying? If they fight, are you flying to Vegas? Doubt it. I doubt it. I ain't got money like that right now to be flying around all crazy. I got my bread. I got my money going into different things right now, so that shit gonna have to wait. Yeah. But if anybody wants to contribute to the Mazuma Foundation to get me to those places, y'all see the Cash App down there. Y'all see that banner floating through. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, no. We ain't about to be on our Dr. Umar shit. I'm just playing with y'all. I mean that's the rumor, y'all sir. They they letting me know right now that they hearing about the fight being done March 28th in Vegas. You got 50 on it. I need like 10 people to send me $50. I think I got a homie that live in Henderson though. So shit, probably I could probably make something happen. Who knows? I be getting discounts on hotels too. I can make it happen. What? Whoa, whoa, what you mean, J Cash? You see some ticket vendors with showing early prices. Early prices for what? For what fight? You talk about Shakur Tio? I ain't paying no 1100. Ha! That's not happening. I guarantee you I'm not. I ain't paying half of that. To be real. Blue said it's ordered. The winner, Boots versus Ortiz, will face Fundora Thurm. Now I did hear that. I did hear that. I think the WBC announced that though. Oh yeah, sir. They saying that they may fight at the Madison Square Garden, January 31st. Is a crazy day for boxing. Bakram Zayas and Shakur. It's a lot of boxing. We gonna be overwhelmed. For 1.1K, your seat better be in the neutral corner. Facts. Facts. How do I see Shakur versus Tio? I think Shakur Stevenson beats Tiafimo, man. I think he neutralizes, those little things that listen, Tiafimo Lopez, he rises to the he seems to rise to the occasions when he's in like these, big, meaningful fights. You see what I'm saying? But I do think that Shakur Stevenson is a totally different monster. I think what's really going to set them apart is one understanding the distance a lot better than the other. You know what I mean? I think Shakur, and I know plenty of people say this, but it's very true. And I think this is why he's so great defensively, like the way he is. And I think this is why he's such a great puncher in terms of accuracy. I think this is why he's such an accurate puncher and why he has such great defenses because he's a master of understanding how close somebody is and how far somebody is. And the little subtle things that he does. And he doesn't have the most flashy footwork, but his footwork is extremely efficient where he makes small subtle movements yet they make a huge difference in terms of uh, opponents having an inability to close the gap against him, right? And I think Teofimo Lopez is somebody who has a jab. He can box, but like I said, Teofimo Lopez is a rhythmic fighter. He's somebody who, he kind of reminds me of like a Clay Thompson in terms of if if the rhythm ain't there, he gonna have a tough night shooting from the field. But once he gets hot, he's very hard to slow down. You see what I'm saying? That's how I look at. And I'm talking about prime Clay Thompson. I'm not talking about Megan Thee Stallion Clay Thompson. You know what I mean? I'm talking about Splash Brother Clay. You feel me? That's what reminds me of Teofimo Lopez. And I don't think Shakur Stevenson is going to give him many moments where, he'll be able to heat up. I think that the defense is going to be on display from the very beginning. I don't think Shakur Stevenson is going to care to cater to fans like he did in the Williams Cepeda fight. I think that Shakur Stevenson is going to do everything he can to frustrate Teofimo Lopez because he does know that there's chinks in his armor from a psychological aspect. I think Teofimo Lopez gets frustrated in this fight. I think he tries to go for broke and tries to load up on big punches against Shakur. I see Shakur Stevenson countering him cleanly, clean and effectively throughout the fight. And I think he just outpoints him. I think he makes Teofimo look average. I don't really see Teofimo Lopez, you know, having the momentum go his way from an offensive standpoint. I see him missing a lot of shots. I see him getting countered quite easily because that's one thing about Tio. So Tio, he doesn't understand range like Shakur Stevenson does. He lunges into shots at times. He's off balance at times. That's why Sandor Martin was able to get, those knockdowns on him throughout the fight because Teofimo Lopez, when he struggles with somebody who's boxing him, it's almost like he reacts impulsively and he comes in recklessly. You know what I mean? Like he'll come in with a punch and he'll be on the line of fire, just like how he did with George Campos, is on the line. You know what I mean? He pays the price, and I just see I see Shakur Stevenson outpointing him clean. Southwest Dice said weight don't matter. I mean, listen, I don't believe so. I don't believe so. I don't look at Teofimo Lopez as like this big guy. You know what I'm saying? Teofimo Lopez, he might have been a good puncher at 135 and stuff like that, but at 140, his power hasn't really transitioned how it was, in the weight class, before. And I think it's because a lot of these dudes at 140 happen to be bigger than him. Shakur Stevenson isn't, bigger than Teofimo Lopez in my opinion, from what I saw, but they're not too far off, in size neither. You see what I'm saying? Teofimo Lopez, he walks around, especially lately, he's been walking around close to his fight weight. Shakur Stevenson, he does about the same thing. I'm almost willing to bet that Tio and Shakur, even though Tio can get, bigger, when he eats and stuff like that, they used to call him gordo and shit like that. And in Spanish, that means like fat boy. You feel what I mean? So Tio could definitely put some weight on, but I'm pretty confident that their walk around weights aren't much different. Tio's not big at all. Have you ever seen Tio next to Subriel Matias? Huge size difference between the two of them. Subriel's not even big. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at Tio next to Devin Haney. Like he's not big at all. He's to be honest, he's a relatively small guy for the 140-pound limit, in my opinion. But what's been getting Teofimo Lopez by is his speed, his counter punching ability. I think that's what stands out about Tio more than anything else. Like, people are talking about his athleticism. That's a great, attribute to have in boxing. He has like the fast twitch muscles. Yeah, he's very he's twitchy, I guess you would say. That plays in his favor as well, because not everybody has those abilities and nobody could really react as quickly. Not a lot of people can react as quickly as Teofimo Lopez does, when he's in the ring, and that could catch a lot of the average boxers off guard and stuff like that. He has some good qualities, and I think he's a superb counterpuncher. I think that's one of his best abilities. But is Shakur Stevenson, being the defensive genius that he is, in my opinion, is he going to be there for those counters? Do we know Shakur as like this reckless fighter that's going to be leaving himself open for, Tio's counters? I just don't see it happening. I see Tio really struggling to establish his offense from the very beginning of the fight. Might lay some jabs to the body, some jabs up top here and there. But for the most part, like combination punching and all, I think he really struggles to get his offense off against Shakur Stevenson. I see Shakur Stevenson effectively countering him and getting stopping Teofimo Lopez in his tracks. I really see that happening. And this ain't no disrespect towards Tio. Like I said, he rises to the occasion when he's like in these big fights. But out of all the big fights he's had, no disrespect to Josh Taylor and Lomachenko, but Lomachenko, he was somebody who, wasn't really as effective when he was on the back foot. You know what I'm saying? This dude came, Loma came. He was very small for 135 pounds. You know what I'm saying? And, he had his success in the later rounds with Tio and stuff like that. But like I said, Lomachenko he had one approach. He was most effective when he was coming forward. Once he was neutralized for that, he was hopeless. Shakur Stevenson is somebody who could sit in the pocket with you and make you miss, and also take you for a walk around the ring with his lateral movement. So I think, and to be real, Loma's not the defensive genius that Shakur Stevenson is. He got the angle. He got he got the flashy footwork. He got the angles. He got the combinations. He got the good punch placement. Shakur Stevenson has very good punch placement, especially to the body. He has a variety of ways to approach the fight defensively and could be proficient at each one that he chooses. Accurate puncher as well. He doesn't have to throw that many punches because when he lets his hands go, they fucking count. So I think Tio gets outclassed, man. I really do. Southwest said, my boy Southwest Dice said, Loma be tripping, not fighting 6 rounds. Download the information, motherfucker, you lose. Facts. I never believed in that, by the way. They be like, oh, he's downloading data. Like, motherfucker, we ain't no motherfucking computers, nigga. What are you talking about? Niggas acting like we a motherfucking hard drive on like a desk computer or some shit, nigga. No, nigga. That boy Loma was getting cold feet in the first 6 rounds. You know what I mean? Wasn't trying to get hit with T.O. power, but once T.O. started to slow down, that's when he wanted to pick it up. You feel what I'm saying? That's not you could you could download information while working to win the round. Like you know that, right? You know, like when Devin Haney fought Brian Norman, he took 1 round. He took 1 round just to see what type of time Brian Norman was on. Then as soon as he realized what type of time he was on, he was like, all right, I got something for him. It ain't have to take him 6 rounds to figure it out. If it take you if you in a 12-round fight and it takes you 6 rounds to figure somebody out, you have some trouble, buddy. That's one of the worst qualities a fighter could have, being a slow starter, in my opinion. That slow starter shit, that's very, very that's a very dangerous game to play. Being a slow starter could be the reason why you lose on the cards. You know what I mean? But let me go ahead and pull this up real quick. Let me go ahead and pull up this press conference. I'm gonna give you guys my live reaction to, because I heard Oshaki and Stephen Fulton had some words. So let me see, man. Yo, it did. And listen, I'm not saying that Oshaki and Stephen Fulton are the same size, but I ain't gonna lie. I didn't see a crazy difference between the two. Oshaki looked like that weight coming off him. Fulton looked like his weight getting together too. You know what I mean? Let me see. Fulton looked like he going through that weight cut right now, though, boy. His face ain't as round as it used to be. But anyways, let me go ahead and Lamont Roach. Yeah. Let's see. Bud takes like 3 rounds. I've seen Bud get to it quicker than that, though. It's all dependent upon the fighter, but 6 rounds, a half a fight to figure somebody out is crazy. Crazy.
Isak Pitbull season tomorrow. Prime Video.
Pitbull really ugly as shit. Like he a different type of ugly. Like he look like a rough ass snapping turtle. Look at this now. This motherfucker got a crimson chin face.
Oh, yeah, to me. I'm sorry. I screwed up. It's Lamont.
He's just one.
Just one. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
The Mexicans in the building, baby. Mexico fuck with Pitbull. Oh shit. That boy Lamont said BTA. That boy Lamont said BTA. I'm excited, man. Oh, shit. Damn, Fulton. Why cool boy face look like that, bro? I'm tripping. That brother starving. This don't look like no crazy size difference, y'all. Now, they could look totally different. They could look totally different the night of the fight. But right here, don't really look too crazy. Now, Southwest look he feel like, Fulton look weight drained. I mean, they sacrificing. They definitely sacrificing. Fulton was pretty big the one time that I seen him. Looked pretty heavy. So I guess he put on more weight. So when he cut down, he, would be stronger. I'm not really sure. But let's see. Wild Foster got 2 belts. He's a 2-time world champ, from what I understand. He had the belt. They robbed him against Conceição. He rematched Conceição, got the belt back. So maybe he's just showing you how many times he was able to get that title. You feel what I'm saying? So if I had to guess, that's what it would. That's what it would be. People how Fulton never looked away though. Motherfuckers act like they don't matter, but that's letting you know who really locked in. That's gonna be such a good fucking fight, bro. Oh my God. What's y'all predictions for Oshaki and Fulton, man? With Cool Boy. What y'all think about Cool Boy versus Oshaki, dog? What's y'all picks? I'm gonna read them out. So let me know what y'all think. All opinions are respected. You feel what I'm saying? Agent wanted that Johnny Beck and Lara fight. Man, shaking my head at Johnny Beck, man. Shaking my head. We ain't got nobody to blame but Johnny Beck, man. Johnny Beck had that opportunity. Ooh-wee. That's how you know it's a good fight. Look at all the different picks in the chat. Anonymous guys. Foster. Junior got Cool Boy. Lorenzo got Cool Boy. J. Cash said he not sure. Yasir got Shock. That's how you know you got a good fight. Oh, man, I want Fulton to pull this off so bad, but I understand the dangers that Oshaki presents. This is going to be a good one, man. Dank said, Cool Boy, easy work. I don't know about that. Easy work. I think these motherfuckers going to have to earn it, man. So from what I heard, nothing's agreed on yet between Boots and Vergil. This is coming for somebody who's really close to Boots. Ain't nothing totally agreed yet. Like, we hearing about the 28th, but as of right now, not everything is fully agreed to. Not yet. So that's some inside information right there. Foster won't win more than 3 rounds? Damn. Do I think it happens? Oh, I do think it happens. Listen, I got a lot of respect for Vergil, man. I do. I do think his handlers have, let him down. If I ain't gonna lie, like, there's no reason why Vergil shouldn't be a world champion right now. That's just my opinion. But besides all of that, I got a lot of respect for Vergil. You could tell that, he doesn't mind facing elite level opposition. He put his money where his mouth is. He works, and he's getting better. You feel what I'm saying? So it ain't no disrespect towards Vergil. Obviously, I'm rocking with Boots. You know what I mean? But I do think the fight happens. I think Vergil is going to be accepting of it. I think Boots is going to be accepting of it. And I think we're going to have a great fight, man. 2026 is going to be lit, man. 2026 is going to be lit. I cannot wait. You know what I mean? Now, motherfuckers is laughing and shit at Arizlan. Like, I'm seeing niggas laugh at Arizlan Lara, bro. The oldest active champion in the sport of boxing right now. Y'all clowning him because he's facing Johan Gonzalez. Like, bro, I'm not lying, bro. I'm not making this up. I see people in comment sections talk about, ha ha ha, Lara fighting another cab driver. Ha ha ha. It's like, bro, he's about to fight the unified champion that's middleweight, and he tests positive. They found a replacement opponent within 3 days. What the fuck else do y'all want from this dude? Do y'all want him to just not fight? Do y'all want a 42-year-old to sit on the shelf? Do you want the oldest active world champion in boxing right now? Do y'all want him to sit on the shelf? Super confused. Right. It's not Lara's fault that Johnny Beck wanted to pop dirty, but here we go, criticizing Arizlan Lara. I don't get it. Lara definitely one of the greatest Cubans to ever box, like in the professionals. Like the amateurs, that's a different league. You know what I mean? You got 2, 3-time gold medalists over there. That ain't what I'm talking about. Pro boxing, Arizlan Lara is one of the greatest. I might have to do some research. Let me find out. Lara might be the greatest Cuban pro boxer of all time. Let me find out. Or he up there. Or he really at the top of the list. Let me go do some research. Like relevancy. What I mean is longevity, resumes, accolades, multiple division champion, skills. You can't say Lara don't got skills. Heavily avoided. Disputed losses. Ain't never been stopped to this date. None of that. Yeah, and there was motherfuckers who I felt like were much more talented than Arizlan Lara, like Guillermo Rigondeaux. Yeah, Lorenzo, Yorkis Gamboa. Like they was doing their thing. But guess what? Lara was around while they were active. Lara remained champion while they fell off. And he's still champion today. You gotta respect that. That's gangster, bro. Super gangster, bro. You gotta fuck with that. This man has consistently fought at a high level for well over a decade, bro. When did Lara win his first world title? Hold on, let me look that up for y'all. Was it 20? Yeah, 2014. Well, he won an interim belt. Let me do some research. $2013. I'm sorry. That's an interim belt. I don't count interim belts. He won the interim title after stopping Alfred Angulo. Let's see. But regardless, this man done fought like Lara's what, like I said, and I've been saying this for the longest. Erislandy Lara is one of the most underappreciated fighters of this era. Hall of Famer, legend. Go fuck what nobody says. If nobody gonna tell you, Mazuma TV gonna tell you. You can't say Erislandy Lara duck smoke. Can't say he wasn't a fucking champion. You can't say like you can't shit on his accolades. You can't. I don't give a fuck. Man, listen. Easily a Hall of Famer. Easily. This ain't even a conversation for real. Is Lara a first ballot Hall of Famer in your book? Now, depends on who he's going up against, right? Because, you know, like first ballot, let me see. Here's Landy Lara. I mean, obviously, two-division world champion, man. Two-division world champion. And we can't sit here acting like a 42-year-old world champion ain't impressive. Because that's showing even when he's in his later days, he's still an elite level fighter. Like you gotta appreciate that. They did him dirty with that Paul Williams fight though. That was like one of the craziest robberies I ever seen. They said Virgil getting via'd, Romain Vilad. Damn. Yeah, I seen we was just talking about that earlier, Dice. So Antonio Tarver, Nigel Benn, and Triple G. I mean, shout out to them, man. You know what I mean? They all had their times and shit like that. Should have beat Williams 10-2. Facts. He was hurting Paul Williams and all. He was frying him. But but yeah, man. Shout out to Antonio Tarver. You know what I mean? Light heavyweight champion of the world. You know, beat Roy Jones. You know, he did his thing. So shout out to him. Motherfucking Triple G. You know, he had a lot of title defenses at middleweight. You know, didn't really have the best resume to be honest with you, but I think what really got him into the Hall of Fame is, of course, like, you know, his, you know, great fights with Canelo Alvarez. You know, the first fight being, even the second fight in some people's eyes being, you know, controversial. You know, beat other champions like, you know, I think David Lemieux was a world champion at one point in time. You know, Daniel Jacobs, Sergey. You know, he beat Sergey Derevchenko. You know, he got some aight wins. You feel what I'm saying? But you know, Triple G got in, so salute to him. Nigel Benn, you know, World champion in his own right. You know, old school legend. You said Triple G you don't agree with? Yeah, like 20 straight title defenses, but some of them, you know, I think he was defending like regular belts and shit like that. So they try to act like him and Bernard's accomplishments were on the same level, but it wasn't. Yeah, he did Roy dirty. You got any excuses tonight, Roy? Yeah. Asking a motherfucker if he got excuses to knocking him out cold in that same fight, that's some wild shit. But shout out to you know Philly. Shout out to my boy B Hop for moving up 2 weight classes and beating Tarver. You feel me? That's real goat shit right there. Yeah, Bernard Hopkins was the man. Greatest fighter to come out of Philly. Philly. But if that boy Cool Boy, if Stephen Fulton get that third division and become champion, that's gonna be a hell of an accolade. But I'm forgetting I got this whole video up here right now. Shout out to Johan Gonzalez for coming through and giving Landy Lara the opportunity to still fight. You see what I mean? Because we got motherfuckers who, want to cheat and then, try to, finesse motherfuckers out their spot. Testing positive against a 42-year-old nigga is crazy. But, it is what it is. There's a little bit of trash talk going on right there. I thought Johan was, joking around and shit, but he was dead serious. Oh, let me hear exactly what was said. Lara saying, "Let's see Saturday." Oh, what the fuck I just do? Oh. I think he told Lara to sit there and fight. Now, that's exactly what Lara gonna do. That motherfucker don't use his legs no more. How claimed is EDP 445 in Philly? That nigga not from Philly. What are you talking about, Bad Boom? He an Eagles fan, but he not from Philly. He from like Bakersville or some shit like that. He from out Cali. So why would Philly claim him? Because he an Eagles fan? Nah, we not doing that. Philly will never claim him. He's an obese creep. We won't do that. I'm talking about sit there and fight. Yeah, Lara, you ain't got to worry about him moving anywhere. That motherfucker planting his feet and knocking shit out the fucking frame. That's what he doing. So I don't know. That already sound all bad for Johan, but I haven't watched him fight, so I'm not going to judge him. Jesus Ramos. I want to say this though. I don't know what happens with Shane Mosley in this fight. I think Jesus Ramos is going to beat him. But shout out to Shane Mosley Jr. for probably having such a difficult time trying to create his own name because his father was a legend. He looks like his father, obviously. He definitely his daddy's son and all that. But I know it's been very difficult to make a name for himself because all they ever did was want to talk about his father. But he's been grinding, training, putting in the work, and he's doing some good shit, man. You know what I mean? So you got to give Shane Mosley Jr. credit, man. He got heart. He not like this trust fund baby, you know what I mean, with a motherfucking silver spoon. Man, he been quietly working behind the scenes. You know, he not jumping outside trying to get attention. Like, you can tell he really live this shit. You can tell Shane Mosley Jr. really lives this shit, bro. Like, he don't be out here trying to make a name off his pop. He trying to solidify his own name. He shutting the fuck up and he be working. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him for taking this opportunity, because Jesus Ramos could fucking bump, guys. Like, he ain't no turkey at all. So the fact that Mosley Jr., is, taking these chances and, being a part of a big card, you guys salute him, man. Much respect to Shane Mosley. He did his thing on the Contender Series too. So salute to him.
Let's go, Chow. Let's go. Go, Chow.
Yo, Roach, put that belt down, nigga. That shit ain't yours no more. Oh, shit. And put down that belt, Isak. That belt look bigger than you. Little shoulder having motherfucker. That ain't no real belt anyways, cuz. Why you trying to flex? That belt look big as shit on his shoulder. That's why I'm cracking the fuck up. That ain't no real belt, cuz. Knock it off, man.
Okay. Good job, guys. Thank you.
Isak Pitbull.
All right. So I actually wanted to get into them trading.
Shockey Foster and O'Shaquie, I think it's fair to say we are in the holiday season that both you and Stephen Fulton Jr. are not going to be hanging around at holiday parties together. Now that you're at Fight Week, I know that there has been a bit of animosity, and we've had a couple press conferences, but now as we're into Fight Week, I mean, is the disdain still there for your opponent?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm ready all the way around, man. I feel good, way good. This the best mood I've been in on Fight Week in a long time.
Yo, Fulton irked, dog. That nigga ready to rumble. Look at him. Yo, look at him. He's like, man, this bitch ass nigga. Yeah, man, I don't even want to hear this motherfucker talk no more. This nigga irritate me. Fulton ready to go. See, that's that dog shit that I be talking about, man. People be trying to play like Fulton a nut, or like he not really like that. Like, he really on that type of time, bro. This shit is hilarious.
Good. This the best mood I've been in on Fight Week in a long time. The best shape I've ever been in. I'm just ready, man.
Where does the edge come from towards Stephen Fulton Jr.?
I feel like they feel like they see something. They feel like I'm a weak link or something, and I'm gonna go out there and show them that they made the wrong choice.
All right, Stephen Fulton Jr. said that he made the wrong choice. Why is taking on O'Shaquie Foster the right choice?
I go after champions. It don't matter who he could have been somebody else. I fight champions. That's what I do.
For you, you could become a 3-division world champion from Philadelphia. We know that Philadelphia has this rich boxing tradition. For you, when you step in the ring on Saturday, how much are you carrying that banner of Philadelphia?
I carried it the whole step of my career, so you know, facing the guys I fought. And look where we at now. Again, going for my third world title, my third division. This is my fourth or fifth world title, third division. Yeah, so
Yeah, 3 world
I carried it the whole way.
But one thing, if you don't know about Stephen Fulton Jr., is that, you know, years ago, there used to be cards on Tuesday nights, and he would be fighting undefeated fighters on, as we say, swing fights, meaning they could be on TV, they wouldn't be on TV. He didn't know. He had to be ready to go at the start of the card, and then he might.
Niggas don't. So for those of y'all who don't know what a swing bout is, because a lot of people don't know what that is. It's literally like when you're placed in a swing bout. First of all, obviously it's a fight. You know what I'm saying? And if you're a professional fighter and be like, oh, you're gonna be the swing bout tonight, that means that you. And if the card is from 7 p.m. till 12 in the morning, you have to be ready from 7 p.m. to 12 o'clock at night. Because you never know when your fight is going to come up. When you're a swing bout, there's not a specific lineup that your fight falls in. It could fall at the beginning of the card. It could fall during the middle of the card. It could fall towards, you could be after the main event. And that's how it happens sometimes in swing bouts. So the fight could go smoothly. You know what I mean? There's no hold up or nothing like that. Everybody leaves because they think the fight is over. And here you go about to fight in the ring when the main event is over. You feel what I'm saying? Like Stephen Fulton came from that. So for those of y'all who don't know what a swing bout is, that's what that is. Because I just heard them speak on that.
I fight towards the middle of the night or the end of the night, wherever the case may be. The reason why I'm saying that is because you have fought undefeated guys throughout the course of your career, and you fought
2 a.m. in the morning.
Just a long time. Yeah, well, exactly. So the road hasn't been easy, essentially. How much did that prepare you for this moment to become a 3-division world champion?
It prepared me a lot because it's like, we all go through things and to push us to that next level. And I feel like those things leading up into where I'm at now, whether it's a loss, a draw, life situations outside of the ring, all of those things makes you a better person, makes me a better man and a better fighter. So all of those things that I've been through, and like swing bouts, fighting 2, 3 in the morning in LA when I knew I could have been in bed. All those things prepared me for moments like these.
Well, looking forward to it. Oshaki Foster, for you, you had a successful, you won a world title here in San Antonio. You love being from here in Texas. How much are you looking to defend your home state?
Oh, man, last time we was here, we put on a great performance, and I plan on repeating it. I mean, I feel like, you know, his journey was sweet compared to mine. You know, everybody know I came from the bottom, and I've been grinding my way up ever since. So, you know, I'm gonna show him fight night that, you know, all that don't matter. I'm gonna be on my A game, and I'm gonna put it, you know, I'm gonna win.
Yeah, that win that we're talking about here in San Antonio, he put on a clinic against Ray Vargas at the nearby Alamo Dome, now fighting at the Frost Bank Center. So it's got to feel nice to be back here in San Antonio, an area that, you know, made you feel well, where you had a big moment in your career.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. And we in Texas. You know, I'm from Texas. You know, everything big out here. You know, I'm just ready. I'm ready to go out there and put on the show.
Like your fucking forehead, nigga. God damn. Yo, Shock. Y'all niggas, man. Y'all be killing me with this, bro. Everything is bigger in Texas. You right. But goddamn, bro. What you gonna do about that motherfucking you know what I mean? What you gonna do about that ceiling, cuz? God damn. Nigga looking like Stephen A. Shock.
Oh man.
Cool boy Steph, do you feel like you're coming into enemy territory to take him on in his home state?
Another day, another dollar, another fight. And to comment on that, bro, everybody up here then took a hard road. You know what I'm saying? Regardless who was hard or not, everybody on this stage is still fighting up here who have became world champion. That's trying to become world champion. So like, what are we talking about?
You think that's his way of trying to just motivate himself?
I don't know what it is, but it's like everybody had a hard path up this motherfucker.
Motivate myself is
Let
crazy.
him be mad, bro.
Oh man, motivate
Everybody had a hard
myself.
stand. Even it's former fighters out here who had a hard stand, bro. That's what makes us fighters every day. That's what we do. We still up here fighting.
Rashad, you want to elaborate on that?
I don't know, man. Motivate myself is crazy, man.
What?
You know, I'm here for a reason, man. You're right. Everybody had a whatever
Hard road.
a hard road, whatever. But you know, I feel like mine's just, you know, it's just a little different. The way I came out the woodworks, and you know how I won my world title, and how I came back and won it again. So, you know, I'm gonna keep showing them. You know what I mean? It can be all that, you know. But I promise you, Saturday they're gonna be speaking a different tone.
Can't wait for this one, and obviously looking forward to seeing if Cool Boy Steph can become a 3-division world champion, or if we will hear and still world champion for Oshaki Foster.
And still, for sure.
Main event time for 100.
Lorenzo says Shock sound like a drunk Charlo. The only niggas that sound like a drunk Charlo is a drunk Charlo. That's crazy. Charlo's always drunk, so you might as well just say Charlo, brother.
40-pound world championship, Lamont Roach Jr. That is on Pitbull Cruz. As we look at
We don't even gotta do that. We don't even gotta do it.
Lamont Roach, you've had success here in San Antonio. You fought here in December of 2021. Now that you are headlining your second.
Oh, wow.
All right, Sean Patel here.
That's crazy. This nigga said, Shock sucked his thumb too long into his adult years. That's some cold shit. Yo, that is funny as shit. Sound like they're arguing outside. Okay. So, man, I cannot wait for these fights, man. It's gonna be an exciting weekend. Man, I can't wait because the week following, I'm on vacation, bro. I ain't gotta go to work for a week and some change. Oh my God, that's gonna be absolutely lovely. You see what I mean? I ain't gonna lie. The only reason why I had put Jake Paul in my title is because I ain't have nothing else to put in the title. I don't really care to speak about Jake Paul's undercard, you know what I mean? But I did see that Ennis and Vergil and Tyron Woodley are fighting each other on the undercard. I thought that was pretty interesting. Thought that was very interesting. Two of Jake Paul's former opponents fighting each other on the undercard. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie, that's pretty dope. I ain't gonna lie, I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, besides that, I don't really got shit else to talk about, to be real. You know, I think it's just I think that we've been like not necessarily talking in circles, but you know, shit is pretty much dying down. You know what I mean? But we had the press conference today for, you know, Lamont Roach and Cruz. I didn't really expect them to go back and forth because neither one of them understand each other. So I didn't really expect them to go off. You know, Shocky and Cool Boy had some words, but, you know, it didn't really get too crazy or anything like that. And looked like Andy Lara and Johan Gonzalez had some words. You know, Jesus Ramos and Shane Mosley kept it real respectful. So we'll see. Bethaniel says Silva going to dance on Woodley. I mean, he's definitely the better boxer. He definitely got the better hands. So unless Anderson Silva just looks like dog shit in there and Father Time just caught up to him, I'm expecting him to beat Tyron Woodley. Tyron is strong. He's strong, no doubt. But I do think Anderson Silva is the more experienced fighter in terms of, you know, hands, overall boxing experience. You know, and definitely be better competition than the professionals. Like you beat Chavez Jr., brother. So, yeah, I got Anderson Silva edging that out. Unless Father Time just caught up with him, he can't respond how he wants to. I just don't see Tyron Woodley defeating Anderson, to be real. I seen Alicia Baumgartner's on the card. I seen she on there. I ain't gonna say too much about her. I don't want this to be like a Bumgarner hate page or nothing like that because it ain't. Yeah, I mean it really ain't. But I see she's fighting on there, so we'll see exactly how that goes with her. Tyron too square in that ring, man. Well, I think Tyron comes from like a wrestling background, so a lot of wrestlers they stand square, and then UFC, I'm a mixed martial artist. A lot of the time when they're competing, they're standing square because I forgot exactly what the reason was, but there was a few fighters that I had trained that came from MMA backgrounds, and they always stood square. And I'm like, bro, your stance is wrong. You're like, oh, I'm sorry, this is what I learned in MMA. So, oh man, I don't know. It would make sense why Tyron would be too square in the ring. If we're talking about the same type of square, Junior. The undercard is kind of mid for a Miami event on Netflix. Yeah, definitely. But I think though, I think the main event is what sells it. You know what I mean? Netflix wasn't going to give Jake Paul no money if he was going to try to fight another Nate Robinson, another Ben Askren. You know what I mean? Or or a pro that nobody know about or care about. You feel what I'm saying? So I think they wanted to put money up for a fight that people were actually going to be invested in, intrigued in. More specifically, I think Netflix wanted a dangerous fight for Jake Paul. They wanted a more dangerous fight for Jake Paul because that'll be they understand that Jake Paul got a lot of haters, so they want to get people to tune in that want to see Jake Paul lose. You feel what I'm saying? They understand that Jake Paul is heavily disliked. A lot of people want to see him lose, so let's give him a fight. Let's give him a little risky fight. For a few $1 million that a lot of people think he's gonna lose, so they can go ahead and tap in, and just buy the shit or watch the shit. Bellaface said, "Do you think Roach may get robbed if he goes to a decision?" It's definitely possible. They already did it to him once. You feel what I'm saying? You went up against Gervonta Davis, a PBC fighter on the PBC card, and you've seen how the way the referee carried it with Gervonta, allowing him to get his eye wiped in the corner when that should be an automatic disqualification. Not giving him a mandatory 8 count even when he took a knee. When you're supposed to give somebody an 8 count whenever they, do those types of things. We seen Floyd Mayweather do it earlier on in his career, and a punch wasn't even landing on him. He had do it on the top of his head. I think he broke his hand, and he took a knee, and they gave Floyd an 8 count as a result of that. They didn't do that for Gervonta Davis. So I think Lamont Roach has to have it in his head like, yo, these guys don't give a fuck about me. They'll take the fight from me. They already took away, a fight from me that should have been the biggest win in my career. So I think Lamont Roach is understanding of that. I just don't want Lamont Roach to do what he did in the Tank fight, and that's, just be a bit too economical with his punches, like, not really switching the gears. You feel what I'm saying? He started turning it up, but it was because Gervonta was turning it up. So it was like, from what I gathered from watching the fight between Roach and Tank, it was like Tank will raise it up a level and Roach just raise it up a level. But he never really went out of his way to, set himself apart from Tank. He just went to whatever level Tank was at. He didn't never attempt to surpass him. You know what I mean? It was just like Tank was trying to get a step further, get a step ahead, but Roach kept matching up with him. Every time Tank tried to raise the level, Roach raised the level, but he never surpassed. He never took the time to try to, surpass Tank's level. He was just trying to keep up with him. I think that's what got him fucked over, to be honest. So I think Roach has to be a bit more assertive in this fight. I think he's gonna have to, really, I think that's the perfect word. He has to assert himself more into the fight and, do his best to dominate. That's a lit fight in itself. I might put together a little parlay for this. I ain't gonna lie. The way I'm thinking right now, I got Jesus Ramos winning. I don't know if he stopped Shane Mosley Jr. I don't, but I might just do Jesus Ramos money line. When we talking about Erislandy Lara versus Johan Gonzalez, I got Erislandy Lara stopping him. I think I don't think 3 days is enough time to prepare for Erislandy Lara. Especially when he been putting shit out lately. Then we got, Shockey versus Stephen Fulton. My fault, I'm tired, y'all, so I'm stumbling over my words. I'm gonna go money line. I'm gonna do Stephen Fulton money line. You know what I mean? I think that's a bit risky, but you know, it is what it is. And then of course, I'm gonna pick Lamont Roach for the decision. I'm gonna pick Lamont Roach for the decision. But don't be surprised if it ends up being a draw again. Don't be surprised if it ends up being a draw again. If you want to make a separate bet Lamont Roach and Eastside Cruz for the draw. Remember I told y'all that. That's something I'm really. What's the odds for that? What's the odds for that? I might put up like $20 on that. Let me see what the odds is for that. Let's see. Let's see. So all sports, let's look into boxing. Where is it? Plus 1,500 for the draw. Plus 1,500 for the draw. So $10, you win 150. Hoo-wee. Yo, that might be a move, yo. That might be a move. I ain't gonna lie. I'll wager $20 for that just to see what happens. But I'll do a separate parlay. I'm gonna do Jesus Ramos. Has Shane Mosley been stopped before? Let me see. No, he ain't never been stopped. So why would I think he gonna get stopped now? Shane Mosley beat Daniel Jacobs, Demetrius Ballard, Jason Quigley. He lost to Brandon Adams. Yeah, I'm just picking Jesus Ramos money line. That's what we're gonna do. The Lara fight not up. It's not. Sorry. It really ain't though. That's the funny shit. It really ain't. They're not putting that shit up. Y'all niggas ain't about to make no money off us. Oh no, Laura's on there. Laura's on there. He's a 7.5 to 1 favorite. So if I was to go by KO, yeah, you ain't gonna make no money off of the KO, y'all. You ain't gonna make no money off of the KO. That's minus 145. Yeah. Look into that draw though, y'all, between Eastside Cruz and Lamont. I think somebody gonna get dropped too. I'm gonna look more into that shit, man. I'm gonna look more into that. I think somebody gonna get hurt. I know that for sure. Somebody gonna get hurt between Roach and Pitbull. I can see Pitbull getting countered with some hot shit. Like he throw one of them wide ass hooks and he run into an uppercut. I could really see that shit happening and Isak not knowing where he at type shit. Like, well, nigga, where is the light? Like I can really see that shit, bro. He be saying that shit. Isak could be saying that shit in English too. Like, well, where is the light? Lights out, nigga. Yeah, man. I might have to put some, but I suck at parlays though, man. I suck, bro. Somebody always end up doing some stupid shit, man. So we'll see. But When y'all see me tomorrow, this hair gonna be chopped up and gone, man. I mean, I ain't gonna be looking crazy no more. When that mustache start going over the lip, it's that time. But anyways, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody that came through and showed love to the channel. If y'all could go ahead and hit the like button on the way out, that'd be very much appreciated. You see what I'm saying? We on the road to 4K. We went up to the 3,200 mark. Looking to hit that 3,300 mark in due time. You feel what I mean? I hope you guys have a blessed, beautiful one. I'll be back at y'all with my reaction to the weigh-ins for these fights. O'Shaquie Foster, Stephen Fulton, Shane Mosley Jr., Jesus Ramos, Eris Landy Lara, Johan Gonzalez, and of course, Lamont Roach versus Isaac Cruz. You know what I mean? Until then, I hope you guys have a blessed, beautiful one. I'm up out of here, man. Peace.